Alright, let's go to this match. This looks like a mulligan here. Close to being good, actually, but a mulligan. This hand is also not very good. I think we have to keep going. Gross. I guess we'll keep it? I don't know. Well, we might actually get a Live the Dream here. Our opponent lead on Pluto Delta means he might just mana leak this Nest Invader, and we'll steal a win. Certainly not counting on it, but it is possible. Wow, okay. Draw all these lands. We definitely need to steal a win here. Oh, I wanted to fetch the plains that we just drew. Whoops. Oh well. Okay. Is he going to do it? Is it going to happen? He's thinking about it. Are you going to tap these lands for a blue mana? And a blue mana? And a remain? Oh my gosh. Oh no. I don't. We might seal a game here. Summoning Trap, don't whiff. Emrakul off the top, please. Emrakul one time. You gotta feel so bad if your opponent like we mold a 5. Primeval Titan, alright, I guess so. It's no Emrakul, but it's acceptable. The sad part is like we do have this turn 2 Primeval Titan, but our hand's still terrible. I don't even know what I'm supposed to fetch up here. I guess the Wimbrous Kites. And maybe a Colony Garden, and this gets another. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm just gonna get 2 Wimbrous Kites. I think any way to us winning this game starts with getting Emrakuls underneath our Wimbrous Kites. So let's start there. Oh, okay. Or a Birds of Paradise. I don't even want to put the other Wimbrous Kites under it, because then we can't fetch it up. And there's no reason putting it through the breach under it because that doesn't work at all. Oh, okay, Emrakul is slyly dodging us thus far. It's so sad. It could just been an Emrakul. We could have the turn 2 Emrakul to live the dream. Mold a 4, have a terrible. Oh my gosh, are we getting an attack in? Am I really living the dream? Oh my gosh. What is this? I mean, this is still terrible because there's nothing. I guess there's Primeval Titan, so at this point, we go get the Dryad Arbor. No, we don't get the Dryad Arbor because we can fetch for that. We get the Colony Garden and probably the other Wimbrous Kites. So I would still like to throw an Emrakul under one of these. This would be a great game to steal here with just raw dog this turn 2 Primeval Titan. Alright. Let's hope. I mean, at the very least, we're pulling land out of the deck. I mean, our draws should be good. And this Quicksilver Amulet's actually pretty nice. Oh, we're still in that mono Nest Invader plan, though, so that's unfortunate. Okay. Sure. I suspect this will be countered, but I mean, that's fine. Or not. Very confused. I don't know if he went. I assume they were getting wrathed here. Yeah. I mean, but honestly, that's fine because he let us resolve this. Now we just have infinite good draws. I'm going to go ahead and. I still have another fetch to go get the Dryad over when we need it, so I'm just going to clear a land out of the deck. I guess we're going to need white mana here. Yep. So, I mean, we just get an end of turn of Primeval Titan. Which is pretty good, I hear. These Emrakuls are hiding somewhere. This is one of those weird games, though, where you can see, like, we may just end up casting Emrakul for 15 mana the way things are going. Okay, so at this point, I guess it's the last Wimbrous Kites. And I guess maybe the Kessig Wolf Run? Yeah, I think it's the Kessig Wolf Run for sure. Because we have a bunch of lands. There's the Emrakul. Alright, we're cooking with gas now. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, he's just gonna scoop. So here's the actual thing. Obviously, we have the quick story moment, so we don't need to cast Emrakul. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're not that far off. And the thing is, at the end of this turn, say he has some sort of spell for the Primeval Titan, I just fetch up the Dryad Arbor, and all of a sudden the Dryad Arbor starts cracking him for 8 or 9, and that's a real threat. Then okay, so that was a nice way to seal the game. I can only assume that our opponent he's on some sort of Snapcaster deck here. So I actually sort of I think I'm gonna get rid of a couple of these. I think that the either the Ancient Grudge. So there's a couple ways to go with the sideboard. I think the Ancient Grudge, the second one, could be another summoning trap because I'd like to board in a third summoning trap here. You could also cut a timely or a rest for the weary, or you can just cut the pass because you just I actually started this deck with 4 passes in the main deck and eventually just realized that I'm a combo deck. I'm just making my combo hands worse because I am having this removal clog up my hand. I'm just trying to be fast, and I don't have enough removal to win by that route, and I don't have enough speed because I'm clogging up my hand. So I actually ended up cutting them all, and it was a good decision. All right. That aside, this hand I think is a mulligan. It has some pieces I like, but I'm gonna mulligan. It's just I'm just not gonna keep the one lander. This I'm gonna keep though. I have to keep this just because it's land. I like the relic. I don't love the Dryad Arbor, obviously, but this is actually an interesting choice as well here. I think I'm actually going to lead with the Mosswort Bridge. I don't want to just get LD'd on turn 1. Alright, I'm going to prime time under there. I like that we have the Summoning Trap too, so when we do run out this turn 2 Lotus Cobra, if that's what we opt to do, he faces a very tough decision. Excuse me. I think that we just go for it. Obviously, like burning our fetch is kind of rough, but I think it's all right. And because we're light on lands, I'm going to go ahead and shock myself here to make sure we have all the colors we're going to need. I love it. Do you show them one summoning trap, and all of a sudden the fear is real. So we'll see where we go from here. I actually imagine this, if he's just straight blue-white control, probably actually has a lot of answers to us. Like Detention Sphere is a thing. Yeah, I'll just remember Skites here. Okay, that's a plan. Let's see if this resolves. I don't know that it will. I'd like it to. He might. Okay, interesting. He may just boarded out all the counter spells. He may have just saw the summoning trap, got terrified, and boarded him out. So now, if we can keep hitting land drops, we actually get to a point where we can just cast summoning trap at the end of his turn, and if he counters it or something, we get untap and cast our Primeval Titan. What I'd really like to do is draw a fetch land. Exile a card. I did draw a fetch land. Although I'm not sure now's actually the time to pull the trigger on it, because if I fetch on his turn, I don't actually have enough mana. And I don't want to main phase any of this. Although I could just main phase the Primeval Titan, but if he gets mana leaked, he has another mana leak. I think there's no reason to play particularly fast here. When I can just wait. I mean, playing this Dryad Arbor may coerce him into just burning a Wrath for the 2-for-1, but honestly, that's fine. I mean, it's not ideal. Like, it's obviously not good, but it's fine. Okay, so nothing. Oops, forgot to do this. So I'm going to start by attacking. If he Snapcaster trades for no value, that happens, but okay, he didn't. Sweet, so... Oh, but I wasn't supposed to attack with this, huh? Oops, this is still fine. I'm not gonna. That was kind of dumb, but it'll be okay. We'll just make him answer. I mean, make him have the. You know, this punishes him like. This punishes him for keeping counter spells in. This punishes him for boarding counter spells out. So, he's got the mana leak. That's fine. So now we will on the next turn we can try to instep the summoning trap. I certainly messed up a little bit there, I think. It would have been better to just end a turn summoning trap here, but we'll see. I'm not going to forget this time. Okay, so untap. Windbrisk Kite's not a bad draw. So there's actually a... Oh, because we awkwardly drew. Yeah. Had we not awkwardly drawn this Dryad Arbor, and say this was just a different mana dork or something, we would actually preserve the ability to fetch for the Dryad Arbor at the end of the turn, have 3 creatures to attack for this. And then that forces him to burn his path or whatever, just on, you know, on a Lotus Script, on a non-Primeval Titan target. But now, so we'll just end a turn Summoning Trap. Which I suspect will be countered. And we'll untap into a Primeval Titan, which I would not be surprised to see Raft after that. But okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I actually need to get a basic here. This hopefully will give us the ability to resolve Primeval Titan on our turn, or say we draw through the breach on our turn, we just win instead. Although actually I don't have red mana, so maybe I should have just fetched for the Stomping Garden and shocked myself. Alright, so yeah, there's the mana leak. That's as expected. Another Windbrisk Kites. Gross. Okay, get rid of these lands. Would like to use my Lotus Cobra ability. Alright, this probably doesn't resolve, but we certainly have to run it out and try. Remanded, okay. I guess there's worse things. In the meantime, he's sort of getting beat down. I mean, he will eventually have to answer this board. And by eventually, I mean within the next 2 turns, so. It's very much like sort of a catch-22 for him, because he could just let us play this and then wrath the board, which is probably what he's doing here anyways, but then we would have got lands. Yep, here's the verdict. As expected. Here's a Quicksilver Amulet. So I cannot play around Mana Leak. I'm close to it, though. So if we think we have a window here, I think it's actually more important to resolve the Quicksilver Amulet than it is to resolve the Primeval Titan. So we'll give it a shot. Don't have high hopes, but you can only have so many 2-mana counter spells in there. But he's got it. Okay, that's fine. The other benefit to this is, say there's, I mean, I can't really imagine why there would be, I guess, but some sort of Snapcaster shenanigans. We preserve mana to pop our relic. As is, we're presenting a lot of threats our opponent has to deal with. He's putting us under no pressure. So we're free to just draw, play lands, and build towards Emrakul. Just try it again. Pretty much 0 chance of it. You know what? Let's slow down, because we can actually play around Mana Leak this way. Which, notice he did leave in his graveyard when he was given that choice. So we'll play the Knight. Because now if he tries to snap back Mana Leak, we can just pay for it, forcing him to burn something else. Oh, well, that's gross. That's pretty good. Okay. Sure. He was forced to choose the gain 4 life mode, which is not where you want to be with your Ojutai's command. Cryptic command, that was not. Alright, let's go back to this. Cryptic, snap. Yep. I don't even know that it's correct to preserve the creatures in hand over the non-creature spells like I am, and maybe just, I don't know. I don't know which spell I'm supposed to run out, but keeping the man open to do this seems like it has some value. Ooh. Well, I guess we just keep jamming. Like, as soon as he doesn't have a counterspell, he gets punished. So, I guess this works out. Like by playing this first and making him answer these. Yeah, and that's what I wanted to play around, but can't. I would say by making him play around the non-creature spells, say he has Path or something. You know, Path doesn't answer this, only a counterspell does, but he has to counterspell it. So that means this resolves, and say he has Path, we get lands out of it. As is, we have been punished by Snapcaster. We'll keep trying, though. We'll keep jamming until we can jam no more. All right, now we can actually play around it a little bit. Although, I mean, you got to cycle off the Cryptic. He's just... That doesn't do it. It does not. That doesn't beat us. Get the planes. I'm trying to figure out. I can do this now, and I can wait for the Snapcaster to target it. That way, he can't, you know, do something elsewhere. Okay, so now it's targeting it. Now I'll pop this. Okay. Bunch of cards in exile. This might resolve. If this does resolve, this Through the Breach becomes live. It did resolve. We did it. I actually think we've played this game pretty correctly thus far. Stomping Ground plus Colony Garden? Question mark? It's either Colony Garden or Wolf Run, I think. I think it's Colony Garden. Because suppose, say he doesn't have anything, he doesn't Wrath, whatever. Next turn we Through the Breach. Well, I guess Through the Breach Emrakul will kill him regardless. I would say we can actually, you know, Through the Breach Emrakul, which then we've attacked with 3 creatures and get to do this. Yeah, he's going to de-sphere our guy. This is fine. I'm going to take the 4 this turn. Because this, you know, this is if we draw an Estimate or something, it's a guy. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are playing around. So I think there's no reason not to just. I think there's actually a couple things we want to do. We want to not pay life for this, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we can pay 1, 2, 3. So I'm saying if so we can like beat Mana Leak, Snapcaster Mana Leak or something. So we can play the Relic and then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the Through the Breach, leaving these open for the first. So I guess we can't totally beat it. I could have shocked myself to beat that line, but I don't think that's worth it. It takes a turn off the clock, so we'll just run it out. Well, I guess there's no reason not to. Just trying to figure out the best way to do this here. So we're gonna have 4 mana open after we do this. Okay, so Relic. Maybe he'll go crazy and counter it or something. I mean, I didn't expect him to, but worth a shot. Okay. Through the Breach, playing around Mana Leak. See if it works. Please don't have it. Oh my gosh. Okay, am I going to get to attack? Begin combat? Swing? Attack you with an Emrakul? Please? We'll see. Oh no. Did he have the soul read on me? And he's cryptic. What? Oh, he's Sphinx's Revelationing. That is a reasonable thing to do. So he can rev. He can't rev for enough though, right? He can rev for 3. He can only rev for 4, which doesn't allow him to survive the Emrakul hit. Maybe I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, But see, he messed up. He should have done this. He should have just done this immediately, so he could have. Maybe he didn't expect the Emrakul. I guess I don't know, but so he could have dug for the remand for the Through the Breach, because I don't actually think he has outs to stopping this here. You can't path it as protection from colored spells, so I could be wrong, but I don't think there's an out in his deck, as evidenced by the fact we are attacking with Annihilator 6 Emrakul. We did it! Wow! Hardcore blue-white control, but we got there. That was a nice match. Attacking with Emrakul works.